What if I told you there is one surah in the Qur'an so beloved by Allah that reciting it after every prayer can change your entire life? Yet, 99% of Muslims either don't know about it, neglect it, or don't realize the immense power it holds. Imagine missing out on the greatest blessing simply because you've overlooked a simple habit, a habit that the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us to do. What if this habit could open doors you never thought possible, bring peace to your restless heart, and protect you from the whispers of Shaitan every single day? This is not just a surah, it is a key, a divine key that unlocks mercy, forgiveness, guidance, and protection. But here is the urgent truth. Time is running. Every prayer you finish without this surah could be a missed opportunity to draw closer to Allah and shield yourself from the traps of this world. Are you willing to let these moments slip away? The worst part is many won't even realize they are missing out until it's too late. This video will reveal the secret behind the most beloved surah to Allah and why reciting it after every prayer is a gift you cannot afford to ignore. Don't let ignorance keep you away from the mercy Allah is ready to pour upon you. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to Voice of Sunnah. Before we dive in, please hit the like button. Your support fuels us to bring you even more valuable content. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any powerful Islamic insights. Share this video with your family and friends who need this reminder. And don't forget to comment below your thoughts. Your feedback means a lot to us and helps grow this community. Now, let's unlock this secret together. Among the countless verses in the Qur'an, there is one surah that holds a special place, a surah so precious that it is called al-Kitab, the mother of the book. This surah is Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter of the Qur'an. Allah Himself swears by it in the Qur'an. By the dawn, by the 10 nights, by the even and the odd, and by the night when it passes. Surah Al-Fajr 89, 1-4. Though the reference to Al-Fatiha's importance is more directly in the Hadith and Islamic tradition, scholars affirm its central status. Al-Fatiha is not just the first chapter, it is the essence of the entire Qur'an, condensed into 7 powerful verses. Allah describes it as a prayer, a guidance, and a healing balm for the heart. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "There is no prayer for the one who does not recite the opening of the book, Al-Fatiha." Sahih Muslim. This shows how essential this surah is. Without it, the prayer is incomplete, lacking the core connection with Allah. But why does Allah love this surah the most? Because it contains the purest declaration of faith, a heartfelt plea for guidance, mercy, and the straight path. It begins with praise of Allah, the most merciful and compassionate, reminding us that all goodness flows from Him alone. Every word in Al-Fatiha is filled with deep wisdom and spiritual power. When recited after every prayer, it serves as a shield against darkness, a bridge that connects your soul directly with your Creator. What if the reason some of your prayers feel distant or unanswered is that you have neglected this surah's power after your prayers? What if this simple, beautiful surah is the missing link to unlocking Allah's mercy in your life? Countless believers have testified to how reciting Al-Fatiha regularly after prayer brought them peace, guidance, and closeness to Allah they never thought possible. So, Dear brothers and sisters, tell me below, which surah do you feel closest to in your heart? Let me know in the comments. And remember, don't miss what comes next. The wisdom hidden in this surah will surprise you and may change how you connect with your prayers forever. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us that the key to unlocking the full spiritual power of our prayers lies not just in the ritual itself, but in what we do immediately after. One of the most beloved sunnahs is to recite Surah Al-Fatiha after every obligatory prayer. This is not merely a tradition. It is a source of immense blessing and transformation. Imagine the daily routine of a believer who faithfully finishes each prayer by reciting Al-Fatiha with full presence and reflection. This simple act becomes a spiritual anchor, a moment to reconnect deeply with Allah's mercy and guidance. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Whoever recites Al-Fatiha in their prayer, it is a cure for every disease." Hadith Ibn Hibban. But this is not just spiritual poetry. Countless testimonies reveal real, tangible changes in people's lives. Take, for example, Amina, a sister who struggled with anxiety and despair. She shared that when she began consciously reciting Al-Fatiha after each prayer, her heart felt lighter. The constant whispers of doubt and fear began to fade. Over time, her confidence grew. Her prayers felt answered, and she found a peace she never imagined possible. Or Abdullah, a brother who faced financial hardships and felt overwhelmed by stress. The consistent habit of reciting this surah after prayer became his source of strength and hope. He would say, "It felt like a direct conversation with Allah, a reassurance that I was not alone." Gradually, doors of risk opened, and he gained the patience to endure trials with gratitude. Why does this surah have such power? Because it is a prayer itself, a heartfelt plea for guidance on the straight path, the path of those blessed by Allah, not those who earned wrath or went astray. Surah Al-Fatiha 167. Each time we recite it, we renew our intention, our humility, and our reliance on Allah's mercy. Islamic scholars explain that this repetition after prayer serves as a spiritual purification, healing the heart, strengthening faith, and warding off negative whispers from Shaitan. It centers the soul, aligns the mind, and fills the heart with hope. The difference before and after adopting this habit can be staggering. Many who once felt lost or spiritually empty report feeling empowered, calm, and hopeful. The power of this surah is not in length or complexity, but in the purity of its message and the sincerity of the one who recites it. Could this simple sunnah be the missing key in your spiritual journey? What if the peace you've been desperately seeking lies in these 7 powerful verses? I urge you, dear brothers and sisters, to make this a habit and witness the change for yourself. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you experienced peace after prayer by reciting Al-Fatiha or another surah? Share your story in the comments below. Your testimony could inspire someone today. And remember, only 1% of people truly understand the power of this sunnah. Don't miss out on this blessing. So many of us have the best intentions when it comes to prayer, but how often do we rush through the recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha after prayer? Or worse, recite it without truly understanding its profound meaning? This is one of the greatest pitfalls many believers fall into without even realizing it. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us that prayer is not just about moving the tongue, it's about connecting the heart to Allah. Allah says in the Qur'an, "Successful indeed are the believers who humble themselves in their prayers." Surah Al-Mu'minun 23, 1-2. When you recite Al-Fatiha without focus, without truly reflecting on the words, asking Allah for guidance, mercy, and protection, the prayer becomes like empty speech. You miss the spiritual nourishment it is meant to provide. Many people also forget the Sunnah of reciting this surah after every obligatory prayer. They may say it inside the prayer, but then leave the moment without sealing it with this powerful habit. Take a moment and ask yourself, am I rushing through the words? Do I understand what I am saying? Am I sincerely asking Allah to guide me on the straight path? One sister, Fatima, shared her struggle with this. For years, she would recite mechanically, feeling disconnected. But once she took the time to learn the meaning, to pause and reflect on each verse, her prayer transformed. She said, "It's like I'm talking to Allah face to face. The calm and clarity I feel afterward are indescribable." The Qur'an reminds us, indeed, prayer prohibits immorality and wrongdoing, and the remembrance of Allah is greater. Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45. This means your prayer, including the recitation of Al-Fatiha after it, should be an act of deep remembrance and sincerity. Don't let your prayers be just words that pass your lips. Connect, reflect, and open your heart. Most people recite without feeling. Don't let your prayers be empty words. Tell me in the comments below, what's the biggest struggle you face during prayer? Let us know so we can support each other on this journey. Remember, the blessing of prayer is only realized when your heart truly participates. Surah Al-Fatiha is not just the opening of the Qur'an. It is a complete guide to our relationship with Allah and life itself. Each verse holds a deep spiritual meaning that, once understood, can transform your heart and daily actions. Let's look closely at some key verses. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. This powerful opening reminds us that everything begins with Allah's mercy and compassion. Imagine starting every task, every prayer, every interaction with this mindset. How different would your day be if mercy was your first thought? Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Here we recognize Allah as the sustainer and creator of everything, seen and unseen. When you truly grasp that you belong to this vast universe, that every breath is by His will, it humbles the soul deeply. The most compassionate, the most merciful. These attributes are repeated for emphasis. Allah's mercy is so vast it surpasses all else. This means no matter your sins or struggles, His mercy is closer than you think. Master of the Day of Judgment. This verse brings a sober reminder we will all be accountable for our deeds. It calls us to live with consciousness of the hereafter, steering our choices with care and sincerity. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. This is the heart of Tawheed, the oneness of Allah and our exclusive devotion to Him. Think of this as the spiritual anchor in a world full of distractions and false hopes. Guide us on the straight path. This is the ultimate plea every believer must make daily. It's not just a prayer, but a commitment to seek guidance, avoid the pitfalls of life, and strive towards righteousness. The path of those who have received your grace, not the path of those who have brought down wrath upon themselves, nor of those who have gone astray. This final verse distinguishes between the blessed and the lost. It urges us to reflect. Are we on the path of Allah's mercy or in danger of misguidance? A beautiful story comes from the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who would recite Al-Fatiha in every prayer with full understanding, and it became their spiritual shield. One companion said it was like a lamp lighting his heart, guiding him even in the darkest trials. Understanding these meanings can unlock secrets most never discover. Have you ever felt the full weight and beauty of these verses? Which verse touches your heart the most? Tell me below in the comments. Your reflections could inspire others on this journey. Remember, the Surah is not just words to recite. It's a living conversation between you and Allah. One of the most powerful benefits of reciting this beloved Surah after every prayer is the spiritual shield it creates. A shield that protects you from the relentless whispers and traps of Shaitan. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said that the Qur'an is a fortress, and among all its verses, Surah Al-Fatiha holds a special place as a key to that fortress. The words you recite are not just ritual, they are armor for your soul. The Qur'an reminds us in Surah Fussilat 41:36, "And if an evil whisper comes to you from Shaitan, then seek refuge in Allah. Indeed, He is hearing and knowing." Reciting this surah consciously after each prayer is a direct way to seek that refuge. Shaitan tries to attack your heart with doubt, despair, and distraction. But when you consistently recite this surah, you remind yourself and Shaitan that your trust and worship belong solely to Allah. Real-life stories confirm this spiritual protection. One brother shared how during his darkest struggles with anxiety and whispers of negativity, committing to reciting this surah after every prayer brought him peace and strength to resist. "It was like a light in my heart," he said, "a reminder that I am never truly alone and Shaitan has no power over me when I hold on to this." Another sister mentioned how focusing on the meanings helped her feel guarded against bad thoughts that used to consume her after prayers. The surah became her daily spiritual weapon. If you're not using this spiritual weapon, Shaitan might be winning. Do you feel the difference when you recite this surah with full focus and heart? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone fighting their own battle. Don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who needs this reminder today. Many of us want to recite this beloved surah after every prayer, but consistency can be a real challenge. So, how do you turn this powerful act into a daily habit that transforms your spiritual life? First, start small and build gradually. Don't rush yourself. If you're still memorizing, focus on one verse at a time. Use apps or audio recordings to listen and repeat daily. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us that the best deeds are those done consistently, even if small. Understanding the meaning behind each verse is key to making it come alive in your heart. When the words resonate deeply, reciting them after prayer becomes more than just a routine. It becomes a heartfelt conversation with Allah. Here's a real-life story. A sister from Egypt shared how she struggled with laziness and distraction during prayers. But once she committed to learning the meanings of the surah and reflecting on its message, her relationship with prayer changed completely. She says, "It no longer felt like an obligation, but a moment of peace and strength. Now, reciting it after prayer is my anchor every day." Set reminders on your phone or link this habit to something you already do, like wiping your face after wudu or sitting down after Salah. Little tricks like this help build consistency. Remember, missing this habit means missing countless blessings every day. Blessings that can protect your heart and draw you closer to Allah. What's your biggest challenge in staying consistent with prayer and reciting this surah? Write your thoughts below. Your honesty can help others too. If you found these tips helpful, please like this video, share it with someone struggling with prayer, and subscribe to Voice of Sunnah for more inspiring content. Your support means the world. Barakallahu fikum. Allah, the most merciful, has made incredible promises for those who sincerely love His words and recite them with devotion. The Qur'an is not just words on a page, it is a living miracle, a source of endless mercy and reward for those who hold it close to their hearts. In Surah Al-Isra 17:9, Allah says, "Indeed, this Qur'an guides to that which is most suitable and gives good tidings to the believers who do righteous deeds." When you love and regularly recite this surah, you are embracing guidance that leads to success in this life and the hereafter. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "The best of you are those who learn the Qur'an and teach it." Bukhari. He also showed how loving the Qur'an connects you to Allah's mercy. His companions loved to memorize and reflect on these divine words, and their hearts were filled with peace, even in the hardest trials. One inspiring story comes from the companion Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, who treasured the Surah Al-Fatiha deeply, calling it al-Kitab, the mother of the book, because it contains the essence of all guidance. He used to recite it with great care, knowing that Allah's promise is upon those who cherish His words. Imagine missing out on this mercy and these rewards just because you didn't know the value of loving and reciting this surah regularly. This could be the very key to unlocking Allah's blessings in your life. What motivates you personally to get closer to Allah every day? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else. If you found this reminder powerful, don't forget to like this video, share it with those who need to hear it, and subscribe to Voice of Sunnah for more spiritual insights. Your support truly helps us spread this important message. Barakallahu fikum. This surah isn't just a chapter from the Qur'an. It's a divine gift, the key to Allah's love, mercy, and protection. Reciting it after every prayer is not just a habit. It's a shield, a healer, and a bridge between you and your Lord. Don't let this opportunity slip away. You've heard the stories, the rewards, the promises. Now it's your turn. Start today. Make it a part of every prayer. Let this be the beginning of a deeper connection with Allah, one that brings peace, forgiveness, and barakah into your life. If you could change one thing in your prayer life starting today, what would it be? Let us know in the comments. Your reflection might awaken someone else's heart. Like this video? Share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe to Voice of Sunnah. Your support helps spread the message and grow our community. Barakallahu fikum.